Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into how ChatGPT can support real estate investors like you, whether you're managing rentals, flipping properties, or raising capital. We'll explore how this AI assistant can help streamline your business, save you time, and boost your decision making. This is going to be fast paced, so let's jump in. First of all, ChatGPT, it's all about the prompts. When you start studying about ChatGPT, you'll learn about that. And the idea with the prompts, it's a threefold process. You want the ChatGPT to act as a particular role, deal analyst, real estate investor, whatever role you assign to it. Create a task, for example, analyze this property, show as a format, show as a report, show as a spreadsheet, whatever the output is on it that you want. That's how you handle the prompts. We'll give an example on the back end here. But I started out with 10 basic ways that ChatGPT can help real estate investors. And this is going to be rapid fire. I encourage you to take notes. I will have a cheat sheet that I'll put in the chat at the end, and we'll go from there. Number one, market research made easy. ChatGPT makes market research quick and actionable. It can identify trends in appreciation, rental rates, and population shifts. You can ask it to compare different investment markets or analyze economic health indicators. For example, we're in Michigan, Southeast Michigan here, so I can create the prompt, compare Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti rental markets, provide a breakdown of rental yields, vacancy rates, and job growth to help inform investment decisions. Now you can see this prompt is kind of general, but it's a good starting point. And the other key thing to remember about ChatGPT is the more specific the question, kind of obviously, the more specific the answer and the more detailed it is. But if you give general questions, you're not going to get specific answers to general questions, meaning that you need to continue with the prompts once you get an answer to dig down and sharpen the pencil, as we say, to get more detailed responses. So market research is the first way ChatGPT can help your real estate investing business. Number two is the big one. This is the one that I've been working on most diligently in the past few weeks. I'm still very new to it, but I'll walk you through an example of one that I did and what the results were and the like. But when evaluating deals, ChatGPT is a great assistant. It can build cash flow models, ROI projections, estimate ARVs from comparable data, and even break down and analyze properties based on your exit strategy. So here's a typical example. Again, in general prompting terms, analyze this 3-bedroom, 2-bath rehab project. Provide an ARV estimate and BRRRR strategy. Calculate potential equity and refinancing timelines. And this is where you would input, your 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property that you get, whether it's an off-market deal or off the MLS or as the case may be. So that's property and deal analysis. Number three, financial modeling support, a little bit more advanced. This is the kind of reports and information typically that your lender would be looking at. But you, of course, would also be looking at it as well. Even if you're not a spreadsheet pro, ChatGPT can help you do things like calculating cap rates, internal rate of return, cash on cash return, etc. You can use ChatGPT. There's a number of investors I know in the investor group that I run who are starting to migrate their custom calculation tool that they've used to analyze deals, which are all really basically glorified and customized Excel sheets, where you can take the Excel sheet analyzer that you currently use, upload that into ChatGPT, and it will make your analysis more streamlined. It will enable you to, input multiple deals, so analyze more deals in a shorter amount of time, and that type of output, which I'm just scratching the surface on that, but I encourage you to move towards the idea, if you're going to use ChatGPT to help you with analysis, to have it create a template for you. Then the other thing about ChatGPT is the more deals it analyzes and the more tweaks that you give it, it will automatically, I don't know how it does it, but customize it over time and be more intuitive to what you are specifically looking for as far as analyzing a deal. This is an example of a little bit more advanced financial model. Explain how depreciation affects taxable income in simple terms, including how to use a cost segregation strategy. So again, this is a prompt, and this is a tool kind of a little bit more on the advanced side, but I'm assuming there's several folks on the call here that this slide might be applicable to. So that's why I included it. Next one, writing and communication tool. If you're not, if you're not good at writing, like a lot of us are, myself included, even though I've done it for a long time, I don't consider myself a great writer. But ChatGPT will have your back. It can help if you're in a market where you use letters of intent. It can help you draft letters of intent. It can help you draft emails, investor presentations. If you have a deal that you're putting together, and you're, let's say joint venturing, or you're looking for, limited partners, and the like, you can create all of that within ChatGPT, and it will spit it out in the different formats. It can help improve your summaries, investment summaries, and business plans, and emails, investor presentations, and the like. The example here is, write a professional outreach email to an off-market property owner. Make it quick, persuasive, and personalized. So this is, for those of you who might purchase leads where or you have skip tracers, you do driving for dollars, and you have the skip tracers find the contact information for the property owners, and this will draft, an email and give you different versions of it, that are persuasive and likely quite a bit better than you would get doing it yourself as well. Number 6 is marketing and lead generation. This, again, is a whole other world for some real estate investors, but I know that there are investors on the call who have created their own investor website, and so when they're doing their outreach to potential owners, the outreach directs them to the investor website, where the investor website can have, everything that you want that investor to see about who you are and what you do, and that you do business fairly, and that you have, testimonials that you're a good business person and fair and honest and all that good stuff that will ideally induce those sellers to contact you, for the transaction. So you can create blogs, social media posts, schedule a sequence, editorial calendars, on whatever social media platforms you want to get involved with. Obviously, writing ads for listings and leads, whether you're a landlord writing ads for tenants or whether you're a flipper selling the property on the back end of the flip. Um, you can utilize ChatGPT to do that. So here's just a prompt example. Create a 6-part nurture sequence for new investor leads who downloaded a free guide. Create a full drip campaign to complete with subject lines and calls to action. So marketing and lead generation is another avenue for utilizing ChatGPT. Next one, operations and systems. Okay. This is where you can use ChatGPT to draft standard operating procedures for acquisitions, standard operating systems for your property manager, your individual investor manual, so to speak, what your expectations are for property managers. It can create all that for you, or it can check and update what you already use and perhaps improve on what you use. You can build checklists for tenants, move in, move out checklists, checklists for contractors, especially we're getting into the summer season where a lot of the properties are tenants are doing turns. So for example, if you have painters, handymen, locksmith, landscapers, and the like, you can have ChatGPT create checklists for them and share those and make that part of your standard operating business. Um, ChatGPT can recommend tools for customer relationship management and automation when you do your lead generation and lead building system. But I really like this one as far as operations are concerned, is that you can create contractor scope of work checklists. So here's an example. Create a contractor scope of work checklist for a light rehab. Get a ready-to-use template with all the key categories. So again, you can do scope of work checklists for a light rehab, a medium rehab, a full rehab, and have those ready to go. You can have those, when you partner with your contractors, it will help you do estimates for making offers, as well as estimates of what it's going to cost you to do these rehabs. And again, this is all quick and relatively automated. Operations and systems. Next one, education and team training um, for yourself, for your team, for your partners, etc. ChatGPT is great. I have used this a lot already to summarize books or summarize chapters of books. If it's kind of like the modern version of Cliff Notes, if you guys know what Cliff Notes are. Um, that this is Cliff Notes for 2025. You can have it summary, instead of sitting and listening to an hour-long podcast, you can say, ChatGPT, please summarize this podcast and give me the 3 key takeaways, and you have it right there. Write a summary of the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller. Provide 5 key takeaways. So that's writing a summary of a 300-page book that I encourage you to read it all the way through anyway, but if you don't or don't want to take the time to do it, you can highlight it and kind of concentrate your knowledge. Next one is going to be investor relations. If you have multiple deals, perhaps you have multiple deals on the burners all at once. Perhaps you have different deals with different investors or different partners or different lenders, or whomever is on your team that needs to know updates and needs to know statuses of the situation. You can utilize ChatGPT to create those reports. Again, you can use it to build decks and pitch materials if you're an investor looking for partners, looking for financing. And you can segment it out, organize it, and manage it as well. An example is create a performance update, including key metrics, upcoming projects, and thank you message as well. Um, Automation, custom automation. So you can create workflows with another tool, management tool, like for example, Zapier, scripts, templates. Again, like in the earlier side, you can incorporate it with your lead management, your contact management system if you're, really aggressively pursuing a lot of off-market opportunities, or if you're perhaps a wholesaler or looking to do that. Um, you can have a ChatGPT design a workflow where new leads get an email follow-up when they submit a form, provide a complete outline in Google Sheets, and integrate it with MailChimp or whatever email program you might want to use. So as you've seen, uh, start small. I know I've downloaded a bunch of information in a very short period of time. But I encourage you to dip your toe in the water. And with one of these, with one of these tools that I've outlined here, I think the easiest, shallowest end of the pool, if you've never used it before, is starting to use it for deal analysis. And the idea is, several investors and myself included lately is I pretty much have ChatGPT, an open tab of ChatGPT on my browser all the time. And over, I would say, the past probably at least 3 weeks, I've been using it on a daily basis for a number of things, real estate related and not real estate related. It can be your market analyst, a deal evaluator, a writer, a trainer, and a systems assistant all rolled into one. So you need to start, when you start thinking of it that way, it will help you craft the prompts. And again, it's like anything, the more you do it and the more you get comfortable with it, the better you get at it. Because ChatGPT it's not a human, so there's human things that it cannot do. But it is, an amazingly powerful tool. And I will answer any questions I can if you want to put them in the chat or hang on for a second. But I'm going to give you the example here. This was like the first time, my first pass at using ChatGPT for deal analysis, because I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't have a presentation like I just gave that I could have listened to. So I didn't know. So I just kind of you just kind of dive in the pool and see where you go. So what I did is I wanted, somebody told me, oh, ChatGPT can analyze a deal for you. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, or I'm not quite sure. So I took a listing from the multiple list service and I printed it out on my handy little printer. And then I took a piece of legal paper and I jotted down the information off the MLS sheet onto the legal pad with information that I wanted to input into ChatGPT to spit out the analysis. So I wrote a pretty detailed prompt here, but I kind of followed the script of, assigning ChatGPT a role, provide and asking what I wanted, which was a detailed analysis, in a report form. So you are a real estate investor. Provide a detailed analysis of the following opportunity. Uh, and all this information I just got off the multiple list ticket. So this is what I call my first pass analysis. I don't know how you guys analyze deals, but I do a first pass analysis or back of the envelope analysis where I take the numbers off the MLS and I analyze the deals based on that. But then we always use the term trust but verify, where we verify the numbers. And we'll take these numbers, with 2 1-bedroom units renting for $950 a month. So depending on the location, I'm going to question, well, is that market rate? Is that above market rate, below market rate, et cetera? That's going to be for my second pass. Total gross annual income, operating expenses, et cetera. 74.28 for taxes. Now we all know taxes get uncapped and that will change. But again, I'm going to do that change in my second pass. You obviously can do it however you want. Insurance is a big variable, which this is the point where you should engage your insurance agent. Maintenance, this is the point where you engage your landscaper or handyman or whatever, and get more accurate estimates here. But anyway, this is for an example of doing an estimated analysis. 20%, this would be for a hold with a 20% down payment, 6.5 interest. I fed it this numbers. You could ask ChatGPT for a mortgage number based on the interest rates and all that stuff at the time you do the analysis. I just happen to do it this way. Cash on cash return, cap rate, and break even analysis, assuming an appreciation of 3%, annual rent increase of 2%. So I didn't pull it up here, so that's going to be the end of my